Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing about one of the topic, that is city creation. In this city creation, basically we are talking about one topic, that is apple creation. In apple creation, one of the person told that this everything basically gets includes basically. This everything basically. Everything means everything basically. Whatever incidents basically happened in this world basically, each and everything basically gets increased. For example, one example I have taken that 100 types of Indian armies basically are there. So from 100 basically assume that three types of army basically. Three types of army means something basically war happened, and in war basically three types of army basically. Three types of army means around more than 10 to 12 lakh people basically died in the army basically. So due to that basically the things basically is going to affect basically. So one of the person told that basically this is going to affect basically. So if this is going to affect, that means apple basically is going to get effect basically, and that is basically negative and positive basically. For example, one person told that the group basically who are involved in this 93 bomb blast basically, for that specifically apple basically are created basically. So if you eat apple basically, and by chance basically you are involved in this 93 bomb blast, then basically that data is going to affect basically your body parts. Your body parts is going to affect basically. Your body parts is going to affect basically. So one of the person told that how basically this basically the in energy group basically knows that basically this group basically is involved in 93 bomb blast, this group is not involved, because there are 900 crore people basically. How they basically judge that basically this negative data and the positive data basically? How they basically judge? How they basically judge? One of the person told that basically. That was actually a very dangerous question basically. That how basically they judge that basically this group basically is involved in the 93 bomb blast data basically. One of the person asked the question basically. Then one person told that that's basically the group basically told that that is basically the data science project. This group basically knows that basically which groups are basically involved in 93 bomb blast from 900 crore people basically, from 900 crore people basically. So you can just imagine basically this group for example vitamin C basically created, vitamin C group vitamin C basically has created, right? So in this vitamin C basically 93 September 11 data basically also exists basically. In that basically 90 positive and negative both data basically are there. So you can just imagine basically how dangerous things basically are divided basically. So one of the person told that yes, this also same way basically, this also same way. So this was basically what existing data. Existing data means existing incident already happened. So this data basically. Now basically one of the person told future data. Future data means so this basically are decided by the public basically, that whether the 93 bomb blast has to happen again, or basically the 93 bomb blast is not supposed to happen again. If not supposed to happen, then basically which data the apple is containing basically. So just see basically the dangerous thing basically. It's very dangerous basically. It's medical group basically say that they are white basically, but see basically 93 bomb blast basically information they have basically, they know basically that 93 bomb blast is these groups are involved basically, but they basically few people only basically know it. Everybody basically don't know basically, because everybody basically are not first basically. Everybody basically can't have the first rank, na, basically. Everybody basically can't become the chief minister. Everybody basically can't become the prime minister, basically. So that's like that, basically. So one of the person told that, assume basically, I will take one example. Assume that basically uh, one apple basically is created. Somebody basically created one apple. And then basically vitamin A data basically created. Assume basically we will forget the apple basically. Assume that basically vitamin A data created. So whatever item basically is created by the vitamin A basically, it can be basically in the form of apple also basically. Just taking as an example, but in really basically vitamin A basically apple gives that basically don't know. So assume that basically vitamin A data basically public are eating basically. That are 900 crore people basically are eating. So they basically decides that in Mumbai bomb blast is supposed to happen or not basically. In America bomb blast is supposed to happen or not. In Vadodara city bomb blast is supposed to happen or not. In Ahmedabad basically Ahmedabad city basically bomb blast is supposed to happen or not basically. In Pune basically bomb blast is supposed to happen or not. In Bangalore city bomb blast is supposed to happen or not. In Delhi basically bomb blast is supposed to happen or not. In plane basically bomb blast is supposed to happen or not. In New York plane basically the bomb blast is supposed to happen or not basically. So this basically who decides? Then one of the person told that is basically decided by the public basically. And that is the medical department basically. They decides. They basically take, for example, one vitamin A data basically circulated in front of the 900 crore people basically. So they basically how basically they do the process, how basically they generate the stories, how basically the companies basically generate the story, how basically the currency departments generate the story, how basically each and every departments of the world basically generates the story, that it connects to automatically the blast basically. How basically that is created, that basically is the brain technique basically, you can say that they will connect to this particular data basically. So assume that basically the places basically which I have taken, their bomb blast is supposed to happen or not supposed to happen, that is decided by whom? That is decided by whom? Public basically. And that basically connects to medical health department basically, that is the energy department. Same way, which city is supposed to end, that is decided by vitamin C. Here basically I have just taken as an example basically, in really basically, but concept basically it's same basically, that it's from vitamin C basically, or vitamin D, but these things basically are decided by the vitamins only. Vitamin D basically, prime minister should die basically or not die, president should die or not die basically, that is also decided by the public basically. You can just imagine basically the prime minister is supposed to die or not supposed to die, that is also decided by the public basically, because they have given the vote basically. Assume that basically they have given the vote and prime minister elected basically, then basically they issues the vitamin D basically. And in vitamin D basically they say that whether prime minister is supposed to die or not supposed to die. So they basically decides basically, and then basically they decides president is supposed to die or not die basically. So you can just imagine basically. So you can just imagine basically the things basically. The things basically which is already created. One person told that vitamin E basically is decides basically Sunil Nair is supposed to die or not. Here basically I just taken as an example. Each and every person basically is supposed to die or not die basically. That is decided by vitamins basically. You can just believe it basically. So medical department only basically decides this person is supposed